Hi, welcome to ShowMeTheCurry.com. I'm Hithal.
I'm Anuja, and today we're going to show you a very famous street food from Pune, Misal. Surprise! Yeah, it's been really requested.
So there are different types of misal depending on which region you're from. So the one we're showing today is from the Pune area, and apparently there's no coconut in there.
So the other one is from Kolhapur region, and they do add coconut. So we have a very similar dish from that in our one of our videos already. So we're going to show you the Pune version, which is street food, no coconut, and it's got some yummy stuff on it.
Right. So to begin with, before we do anything else, is we are using moong beans. Now, moong beans or moth beans both can be used for this recipe, but we're using the moong beans right now. And we have 1 cup of those, which we washed and we soaked overnight. And here they are. They've been soaking overnight. They've increased in size quite a bit.
So now one of the things about misal is it's used with moong beans, but they're sprouted moong beans. So we washed it. Now we're going to just drain it out, put it in a colander and put a little bowl under it, cover it up with some damp towel and put it in a warm place, or actually a dark place, I should say that. In the oven is the perfect place, and we're going to let it sprout for a couple of days and take it from there.
Okay, so we're going to go ahead and drain all this water off and strain it out over here, and we'll be right back.
Right here it's all drained out. I'm going to put the wet towel, damp towel actually I should say, and I'm going to put it in the oven and we're going to let it be there for a couple of days.
So it's day 2 and we are ready to continue on with our misal process.
And guess what we're using today? We're using an Instant Pot. I know, all the rage today, right?
I know.
But this recipe is easily doable in a pressure cooker or even actually in a pan. Not, it doesn't take very long because it's sprouted beans. So, but we'll show you in an Instant Pot. And this recipe actually was inspired by Prajakta from Profusion Curry. So go check out her recipes and check out, she does a lot of Instant Pot and vegan and vegetarian recipes. So here's a simple one, and here's our 6-quart Ultra Instant Pot. You're going to turn it on saute.
And once it's on saute, we're just going to crank this on about 30 minutes. And we're going to hit the start button. So we put 2 tablespoons of oil in our Instant Pot and turn the saute on, and it's hot. The preheating is done, ready for our onions.
So we got 1.5 medium onions chopped fine. I'm going to add it to it.
And give that a quick stir.
Going to add a little bit of salt to fasten the cooking process.
And we'll cook until they get a little translucent.
So the onions are translucent, and we're going to add 1 tablespoon of ginger, 1 tablespoon of garlic minced, and about half a tablespoon of whole peppercorns. Mix again, and we're just going to let it cook for another couple of minutes.
So the onions, ginger, and garlic are looking good. They're slightly browning right now. So at this point, we're going to add 3 medium tomatoes that are chopped. Again, give it a good mix and continue cooking until the tomatoes cook down. Also going to add a little bit more salt just for the tomatoes to cook down faster. And mix it through.
The tomatoes have cooked down, so now we turned off the Instant Pot and we're going to grind this masala into a fine paste.
So here is our onion tomato mixture. It's completely ground to a nice smooth paste, and it's ready for our next steps.
And over here, if you remember, we had started sprouting the moong beans, and look at that, you can see the little tails. Now this is actually perfect for misal, and look at that. If you can see, the roots are starting to come out from the bottom, so obviously it's done what it's supposed to do. And I'm going to just put it into the bowl.
They're definitely a lot longer sprouts on the bottom. Look at that, beautifully sprouted.
So as you can notice, the sprouts have increased in quantity. That 1 cup has now become about a little over 4 cups of mung bean sprouts. But again, it depends on the crop and it depends on how long you soak it and all that stuff. So this is really good. So now we're going to go back to the Instant Pot and start the process over there.
All right, so we're going to turn the Instant Pot back on again on the saute mode once again. And we have 2 tablespoons of oil inside already, and we're going to wait till that heats up. And once the oil is hot, we have 2 teaspoons of cumin seeds we're going to add.
And we're going to stir it. And right after that, we're going to add our masala, the ground masala.
And once again, we're going to keep cooking and stirring this until the oil separates. Okay, so this has been cooking for a few minutes, and we're not really seeing a lot of oil coming out of the mixture, but if you can notice, it clumps together. See how it clumps together like that? That means it's ready to go on to the next step.
Now we're going to add some spices. Half teaspoon of turmeric powder, half tablespoon of red chili powder, half tablespoon of jeera powder or cumin powder, half tablespoon of coriander powder or dhania powder, and half a tablespoon of garam masala. And we're going to right away put about a quarter cup of water just so that the masalas don't burn and they mix in with the paste nicely. And also it will help deglaze the pan.
So be sure you scrape any part that's stuck on the bottom out, and if you need to add a little bit more water, you can do so, but just make sure the water evaporates. And this will help deglaze that pan again. Get everything off the bottom, all those nice flavors.
So at this point we'll also add some salt to taste. And it's ready for the mung beans.
And we're going to gently mix it.
At this point we're going to add 4 cups of water.
And this is the perfect time to check your salt.
We're going to turn it off the saute mode, close the lid, close the vent, and we're going to put it on manual for 0 minutes.
And if we press this button, we can release the pressure. And we're going to open it up, take a look. Okay, look at that. So our misal is ready. Now, to recap, because Instant Pot recipes are all about getting that timing exactly right. So what we did first of all is we sauteed our onions and tomatoes and made a masala out of it, and we ground that up, put it back on the saute mode in the Instant Pot, and kept cooking it until like the oil a little bit separated, added all our spices and everything in there, added our sprouted moong in there, tossed it, added water, and then we shut the Instant Pot and actually set the pressure cook mode on manual for 0 minutes, right?
Yes.
And then as soon as that pressure built up, just let the pressure in there remaining for about 5 minutes and then manually removed the pressure.
Right.
So that will give you the perfect texture for your moong in your misal.
Right, because actually sprouts, we've mentioned before, can be had raw. You don't really need to cook them, and you do want that little bite or that little texture when you're eating misal. You don't want it to be flat. So, you know, just to keep that in mind. But all IPs are different apparently, and
Yes.
pressure cookers are different. So just, you know, if you don't even have an Instant Pot, this actually recipe can be done very easily in a regular pressure cooker and on the stove.
Yeah, and if you're using a pressure cooker, really just let it whistle one time, switch it off, wait 5 minutes, just like the Instant Pot,
Right.
and then put it under the water to remove the pressure manually.
Right.
And same thing.
Absolutely. So this, like we mentioned before, is a street food. And so here's the misal. To top it up, we're going to add some chopped onions, some chopped cilantro, some green chilies,
And we're going to squeeze a little bit of lime juice, fresh lime juice. No chaat is ever complete without it.
and one of the signature things that goes on top of misal is some kind of farsan, which just means, you know, some kind of crunchy stuff to offset the softness of the misal. So, and not only softness, actually the spice of the misal, because
Right.
it's street food. My God, my mouth is watering. It's street food. It's supposed to be spicy. That's one of the signature things. And the other signature thing is the farsan. So you get whichever crunchy stuff, chirwa, whatever you can, and look at it. Oh.
And we also have our pav. So usually it's Misal Pav. This is how it's served. And we have these little pavs here. And it's perfect. Ready to eat.
Right. On to the taste test. So you're going to get a little bit of everything. Comfort food, right?
And what a great variation of textures. Fantastic. It goes everything from liquidy, smooth gravy to your little bit of firm moong to the super crunchy farsan, and onions actually give a real nice crunch too. Perfect.
The dhania or the cilantro, the freshness, very yummy. Absolutely wonderful. This recipe was inspired by, like we mentioned, Profusion Curry, Prajakta. So hop on over to her website and check it out.
So once again, if you enjoyed this recipe and you'd like to see more videos from us, please remember to subscribe and hit that bell icon so that you'll be the first to know every time we post a new recipe.
And make sure you share our videos and give it a big thumbs up. And join us again on another episode of ShowMeTheCurry.com.
Adding a pinch of spice to your life.